Hello everybody and welcome to my review of the 2015 release The Martian, directed by Ridley Scott and starring Matt Damon and a very big ensemble cast. And I have to say that the whole cast does a great job in this film, but a special shout out to Matt Damon, who carries a lot of scenes by himself, which is not always easy to do. So to give a brief plot synopsis of this film, basically we get a group of astronauts on a mission to Mars. And due to circumstances beyond their control, they have to make an emergency exit, and they leave Matt Damon's character behind, thinking that he did not survive. However, we find out that he did survive, and the rest of the film is set up with us seeing how Damon's character will survive on his own, and also goes back to the rescue mission on how to bring him back to Earth. So, an interesting premise, although not too complicated. And I have to say this is a very good film overall that doesn't quite make it to the great range, but is still very much worth seeing in my opinion, and I will talk about that now. So one thing that I really liked about this film is the way that it was edited. I like how we go back and forth between Matt Damon's character on his own and all of the other characters. We go to the astronauts who are completing their mission. We go to others that are on the ground trying to figure out a way to rescue him and bring him back, and I thought it was mixed well, the back and forth there. There's also a nice mix of drama and humor in this film. I was surprised that I found it funny at times, and the humor really did work and did not feel just shoehorned in. It actually worked in the context of the film. Also, I appreciate that the film was not overly sentimental. It had its touching moments when necessary, but I didn't feel it went over the top, as some films do. The film is also very visually nice to look at. The cinematography and production design are excellent. The special effects are good as well, although I don't know if I would quite put them in the great category, but they definitely work and help to serve the story. They are not a hindrance to the film. They are, good. So that's a good thing. Another great thing about this film, I really like the musical score a lot, but I'll just go right into now a few of the things that I didn't really like. One is, I really wish we would have got more of the musical score because there's a lot of songs used in this film, and while some of them work, there's quite a few places where I feel they're overused, and some of the scenes used with them feel a little bit like music videos. Now, I like music videos, but they feel a little bit out of place in this film after a while. Maybe, one or two would work, but there are quite a few of these scenes in the film, and I thought they dragged the film down just slightly after a while. It became kind of an old technique for me. Also, I do feel this film's about 2.5 hours. It's almost 2.5 hours long. And at about the 2/3 mark, I did feel the film drag just slightly. It didn't kill the film, but I thought if we could have got to the climax a little quicker, it might have been more effective. I know they were trying to build to the climax, but to me, it was very predictable what was going to happen. So I think if we could have got to the climax sooner, it actually would have been better. But others, may vary on that. That's just me. I would have liked to get there a little quicker. Also, another thing, there is quite a bit of technical talk in this film. And while I appreciate that, they trust the audience enough to understand that, at times it is a little bit hard to understand, what they're talking about. And I just wonder if there might have been a way around that a little bit so we could better get into, the rescue part of the film. But overall, this is a visually stunning, very well-acted film that's well worth your time if you are a science fiction fan or just a fan of good films in general. And overall, I have to say The Martian is definitely worth watching. So I give this film a 4 out of 5 and definitely recommend it. As always, thanks for watching.